what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stories from Africa. And today is an amazing day because today we're going to be talking about film, and we're having teachers on the panel today. On this video podcast, we are going to be talking about the experiences that they've had in their specific schools trying to raise talent. And as we know, film, especially in the West, it rakes in a lot of money. But in Africa, there's still an issue, but I believe they actually hold the answers to what is going to happen to the next generation, because they are training young people from a very young age in the ways to become proficient filmmakers, very good filmmakers. And this is just going to be a story about their journeys and their experiences. So maybe we start with the guest on my right, who is Mr. Kogi. Maybe introduce yourself.
Hi viewers, my name is Mr. Charles Koge. I'm a teacher at Alliance High School, and I'm also involved in film club activities in the school. I'm actually the founder of film club at Alliance High School. Thank you, Lawrence.
The first time I met Mr. Kogi was very exciting because I remember he was very passionate about film and he wanted to know how he can elevate film in Alliance High School. And that is how our encounter and our journey began. And now on my left, I'm going to introduce a wonderful lady who's going to tell us her journey and maybe also just introduce herself and tell us what school she represents and what it's like being a patron, and especially a lady who is in the film world, which we know is pretty much dominated by the male, the male person. So welcome and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Miss Maureen Kwamboka. I'm a teacher at State House Girls. I script and direct films for the school, and I'm also a national adjudicator for film.
Brilliant, man. You can tell today is going to be hot fire, hot fire, hot fire. Are you ready now? So, Mr. Kogi, film. Why film? Of all the things in school, why film?
I'll start by talking about my story. It all started in high school. When I was in Form 2, I owned a camera. So I was the cameraman of the high school. And so when I came to Alliance High School, I looked around. I didn't find any camera in the school. And then the idea came into my mind that if I come here and start a film club, where I will be doing photography and film club, we'll be able to introduce an art that has never been there at Alliance High School. Because in Alliance High School, we normally have engineers, we produce lawyers, we produce doctors, but we rarely have students going in that other direction of creative art. So that's how it all started. And we started we didn't have any camera at all. So we started a club without any gadgets, without any equipment. And look at where we are today. We have a camera and we are able to do one or two things. And I realized that Kenya is not doing very well in the film industry. Egypt is ahead of us, South Africa is ahead of us, and several other countries. And I asked myself, Alliance is the best school in this country. What if we start a club which is going to sensitize students about film industry, and after sensitizing the students, we expose them to the film industry, and we see whether we can introduce the first crop of film producers from Alliance High School. And my argument was this. The reason why Kenya is not doing well in the film industry is because we have never had students who are from Alliance High School. So that's where it all started. And I believe we are moving on very well.
Wow, the shots fired. Did anyone hear the shots fired? But anyway, in a male-dominated industry, you stand strong. You're even adjudicating at the highest possible level. My question to you is, why did you decide to follow the film route, and how did you get into film?
That's a very interesting question, and I have a very long story. I'm actually a stage person. When I was in high school, I would do stage, drama, music festival, and all that, yeah? Then my passion was to actually either become a lawyer or do mass media, become a news anchor. But you know what happens with KUSPS, yeah? That time we used to call it a job, yeah? So things happened and I landed in the education sector. So I decided that because I was not able to pursue my dream, I would ensure that my students are able to pursue their dreams through me, yeah? So when I joined State House Girls, my aim was to make journalism an interesting club, yeah, by doing podcasts, doing so many things, yeah. But then I realized that they already started film in State House Girls. And the first year I joined State House Girls, I acted in a film. And that is where the interest started. And from then on, I've never looked back. So it's been an interesting journey. I have directed, I have scripted films for the school. And I love film because you're able to tell a story and reach a wider audience by simply telling the story. In stage, you only reach a specific audience. But for film, you can reach a wider audience. So that is why I decided to do film. And I got the interest of doing film in school. In a male-dominated society, and I'm still strong, and I've gotten to the top. It's about resilience. It's about determination. In our society today, so much is expected from the female gender. And for you to be able to make a mark, you need to be exceptionally good in what you do. So I think I've answered your question.
Pretty much. Now, at least you didn't fire any shots, but I just want to accept and agree to the fact that today we have two giants in the house. And what bothers me is this: most of these schools, and they are known to be not art driven; they are more of education driven. So my question is, what is it like trying to convince students to join the film club, and do you find resistance, especially from the parents? Because Alliance High School and film, are the parents easy with their children getting into film, or do you find it hard? Starting with Mr. Kogi.
My experience after introducing the film into the school, of course, at some point, people are not welcoming the idea of the film because it is a new art at Alliance High School. So when we started it all, it did not peak very well. One, because there was the issue of the film consuming a lot of time in preparation, So you can imagine how the school responds to a situation where students are spending a lot of time, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, focusing on a film. So you could see a bit of resistance, and it took a bit of time before they started adopting. Number two, I did not have a very large number of students showing a lot of interest in it because it was somehow relatively new. But I invited some few students, old boys, who have been in the industry for a very long time. And they are the people who came and talked to the students, and the students started developing a lot of interest in the industry because they could see that the people who have embraced the industry are making it in life. Some of them are making a lot of money out there. So you could see that it started changing the narrative. And you could see students showing a lot of interest to the extent that at least 2 of them are now pursuing film. And one of them is actually pursuing film in United Kingdom. You see? Wow. At the start, we had some resistance. Let's now come to the parents. My friend, there are some parents who could not understand how their sons could be involved in the film industry, especially those who are not performing very well. So I had some few calls from some few parents asking me why, asking me very hard questions. In fact, sometimes I had a very agonizing experience with one of the parents asking me why a son is involved in the film industry. But, we explained to her that it will only take 1 week, and then after that, all will be well. They will go back to books. And surprisingly, the film that student acted became #1 in the country last year. It was the best film in cinematography. And when I gave this report to the parents, they were so excited, you can imagine. They could not imagine their son participating in the film. Then there was the question of the students getting permission. You see, when the students are participating, they are underage. There's that question of the student should not perform without the consent from the parent. So that issue also came up. But we were able to convince the parent. I even formed a WhatsApp group where we were discussing issues until the students, the parents started now accepting that their son can participate in the film industry. When we explained to them, nowadays they are very responsive and they are okay with the students performing in the film.
Beautiful. I just want to add a slight twist to what you're going to say, because I'm also wondering, film is very expensive, especially doing it from pre-production to post-production. It's a very expensive endeavor, and I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, trying to convince the board of governors or the principal that you need a certain amount of money to do these films. Could you maybe tell us, do you find hindrances, or how do you go about asking money to do films?
Yeah, of course, money is an issue of contention in any school, yeah? The moment you mention money, it becomes a problem, yeah? But you have to find a way around it. So I think what we have done as performing arts in school is organize what we call extravaganzas. We invite parents to come and spend time with their students. We have them see their children showcasing some of the items they are going to present in the nationals at a fee. So from that, we are able to raise money. So when we go to the board and tell them we need money, we already have money. So they can't refuse, yeah? So that is one way we do it. We also have the students pay registration fee. Like for new students, they pay 300 shillings. Continuing students, they pay 200 shillings. From that, we are able to do some of the small items like record the song. We do video songs. So we use that money to record songs. If you're doing an advert, we brand the items we're advertising with. So that is the money we use.
This is insanity. Like, this is amazing. You're not just teaching people how to do films, you're also teaching them how to be business people. This is pretty amazing. So maybe I just want to, now starting with you, maybe what has been your highest moment in terms of your engagement with film in school? What is it that got you very happy, or what excited you so much about you and your engagement with film?
Come again?
Oh, so
I got a little distracted.
Oh, sorry. The highlight of your engagement with film. What made you? What have you been very excited about with regards to you being a patron in your school, and especially with regards to film?
Okay, what makes me happy as a patron is seeing students develop their talents and grow in their talents. That is what I want to. Previously, I would act in the films, but then I decided that let the students do the acting. And if I am directing, let other teachers also do that. So my happy moment is when I see a student, developing and growing talent-wise. And I believe that what made me most happy, I know we don't have such a word, yeah? But what made me most happy is getting to know that one of our students was acting in the Nyeri Talent, and I actually saw her on TV. I was so happy that it doesn't end with high school. They can actually do more than that. One student actually went to Canada. She didn't sit for her Form 4 exam. They relocated to Canada. And after her high school diploma, she's now pursuing film. That makes me happy.
This is amazing. So it means there is hope. There is actually hope in this industry. Mr. Kogi, Alliance goes way back, and it is one of the oldest schools, if not the oldest school that I know of. My question is, when are we seeing a story that depicts the history of Alliance? And is there something in the working, and are you thinking about it?
Thank you, Lawrence. I must first of all start by saying that Alliance is the first high school for the natives. We are celebrating 100 years next year on March 26th. And it has been quite a journey as a school. We have done so much. We've made a lot of contribution to this country. Like in the first cabinet, we produced it had 3/4 of the cabinet ministers who have old boys of Alliance High School. So that one tells you the contribution the school has done so far. So when we started the film club, the first project that we did as a school was to produce a documentary. That was way back in 2020. We produced a documentary showcasing what Alliance School offers. And actually, that is the time that there was a lot of debate about I went to Alliance High School, that hashtag. And that's what informed our decision to start to do that documentary. And it was done by the students themselves, actually. Maybe I may start by talking about how we started. We applied for some equipment from Kenya Film Commission, and we were able to receive a filmmaking unit, a complete unit of filmmaking. And that's what we used to do our first documentary. So that was the first journey that we started to talk about Alliance High School. And right now we have a plan to do a documentary for showing the journey of Alliance High School for the last 100 years. And it has already started. Sorry, I'm actually talking about something before it has been produced. We are actually working on that project, and it's supposed to be a project that's supposed to talk so much about the school. And I know it will be very sensational out there once we release it. And we intend to release it on 26, that's when we will be launching it, 26 March 2026, when we'll be celebrating 100 years. Yeah, so that is where we are.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So maybe in winding up, so that we don't take so much time, because our students also need to come to the hot seat, tell us, what does the future look like in terms of State House Girls and film?
The future is bright. The girls are embracing film. And they actually, whenever we call for auditions, they turn up in large numbers, yeah? So we have no problem of actually getting the cast, yeah? So they're really embracing it. But in the future, I would like the students to do the shooting themselves, the editing themselves, the directing and the scripting. I do the scripting and the directing. We have a crew that does the shooting and the editing, yeah? But in future, I would want them to do all that. Because these are necessary skills that the students need to learn in order to be able to, find a niche in the market right now, yeah? Even if you do not go to the university to study film, but with these skills, you can do something. You can, like when you own a business, you can do your own videos. You don't need to pay someone to do the videos for you. So that is the future for me.
It's beautiful. Maybe you could have added, you can come for the Bush Festival, because here we learn these things firsthand.
Yeah,
Today we'll have
Kabisa.
students
Yeah.
operating the gear and, doing the podcast. And maybe Mr. Kogi, winding up, what message do you have to your students, especially those in the film club?
I want to say that there is a future in the industry. One thing you need to note that everybody nowadays is in content creation. And people are making a lot of money from the film industry, in the creative art. And I want to encourage young people to join in the film industry and even pursue courses in this industry. I've interacted with very many experts in the film industry in the few years that I have been participating in films, and I've realized that there is a lot of opportunities out there. I have also interacted with people who train young people in the film industry, and we need to encourage many of you to join the industry. And I believe that the various schools that you are joining, you are in, are going to offer you that opportunity as well. Now, something you need to note is that from next year, we have grade 10 that is coming, and theater and film will be one of the subjects that will be offered there. And of course, we will now have students having first-hand experience in film making in classes as a subject. And so now that you have started and you are part of 844, I believe you have a very good experience, and you will also have something to offer to the new group of students who will be joining. That is in CBC class from next year. So I want to encourage each one of you to join, and you can have this as a side hustle. Even as you pursue other careers, you can still use film as a side hustle. Thank you so much.
Yeah, maybe you want to have a parting shot?
What I would like to say is encourage the young people. As Mwalimu has said, take advantage of the time you have now, the skills that we are willing to offer you, because you might not be able to get these skills out there, yeah? So take advantage advantage of the time that you have and the skills that you're learning. Yeah, content creation is the way to go. Film is the way to go. There's no other way.
So you've had it. Today has been an amazing day because we've had two giants in the house, Alliance High School and Status Girls. This is not something that we find every day out there, especially the representing their film clubs. And, it shows that the future is bright. If these entities, these schools have decided to take on film, it means the brightest minds are coming into the film space. So it means you need to be watching out. The directors out there, be on notice. New directors are coming. The people out there who think that our stories have been dwindling, the best is yet to come. Until next time, my name is Lawrence, and this has been Stories from Africa. Peace out.